No, he came running downstairs asking for help with Fortnite. back.
Welcome back. Um, while our one group of intrepid heroes continues on down the path, taking their high-speed shortcut, Einar, backtracking a little bit, you had been running from the god, the crystal worm, Lekate. You found a hole in the wall. You can just barely fit. Your face is hidden as you feel the heat from Lekate radiating against your back. The light coming from his body so intense that you can see the stone in front of you as clearly as if you were in daylight. Nevertheless, like a grinder, you can feel the crystals from the god's hide scraping against the back of your robes, shredding them until you can feel the rapid slices against your own back. You can feel your bones resonating with the vibrations. At any moment, you feel like your skeleton will shake off your own flesh. And then the vibrations shift. They begin to oscillate. And you not so much hear, but feel a voice resonating from your very bones, from the rock around you. But you cannot make out the words. The grinding against your back intensifies. You feel like your flesh is being torn away, and any moment now it will strike bone. And in the midst of all of it, you pass out. When you awaken, you're in a tunnel, a side passage, much, much smaller than the one you were in. It is dark, and you cannot help but feel your back itching as if, I don't know if you're allergic to grass or anything, but it feels like that. As if you had been rolling around in grass and you have an allergy. But you are alone, save for Pint, who is still with you, it tucked away in your barrel. You had actually brought the barrel around and had held it in front of you when you dove into the hole, knowing that you need to protect him. But you find yourself in a tunnel. What do you do?
Is there still light?
There is no light that you can see.
Oh, good.
You
I can't see
you
anything.
feel the yeah. You still have all your equipment with you. You have all your stuff with you. But you are in the dark, and possibly because of the dark, you can feel um, the incline here a little bit more easily. You can feel which way leads downward and which way leads upward.
I reach
And your
into
back
the
is just itching like crazy.
I reach into the keg and I pull out a torch and I'll light it.
Okay. You light it. You are in a passage that is probably about maybe 10 feet wide. The stone here is natural, but nevertheless, it is wide enough for you to be able to pursue. And as you are standing in here, you start hearing a sound of something. Sounds like something running on stone, something running on stone and rapidly approaching.
Uh, is it coming downhill, so uphill for me, or is it coming uphill, downhill for me?
It's coming from what you can tell, it's coming from the uphill direction. It's coming towards you from uphill.
Well, I will meet it halfway, considering that's the way I would be heading, because typically up and out.
hmm So you head up to meet it.
Sure.
Okay. Um, Saren, Sienna, and Tharros, as you guys begin your travel, in your assorted arraignment, whoever is, I'm assuming Saren is going to be on the horse, kind of pointing the horse's direction. You start seeing what looks like a glow, an orangish glow coming from up ahead. You start to smell the scent of smoke, and you start to see, as the tunnel straightens out at one point, somewhat downwards from where you are at, you see Einar standing there with a torch, looking like he's making his way up towards you guys.
I take it back, Tharros. We did die. And I'm going to
Tharros,
stop
you're just on
the
this
train.
disc coasting along behind them.
Oh no, he has to be on the horse with me, and Sienna's
Oh,
on
he's
the
on the
disc.
host? Okay.
He's too heavy for the disc.
So Tharros is trying to meditate and get a short rest in while this is going on.
I'd say that's easy enough to be able to manage. Between the ritual casting and everything else and all this is let up here, go ahead and you can have taken a short rest and you have recovered your stuff.
I could do like
Einar, you have also undergone the effects of a short rest. You're not sure when, but you have undergone the effects of a short rest.
So that means I don't have 7 temp hit points anymore.
Exactly.
Cool.
Until the next inspiring thingamajigger. But nevertheless, you see, Saren, what does your phantom steed look like?
So, being that I summon this out of the ritual casting, it would look like you would think the Phantom Steed would look like. It's a skeletal steed with these purple flames coming off of it.
Okay. Einar, you see this large size skeletal flaming horse charging towards you from uphill, just barreling down towards you. You know, it really kind of fits the theme of like feeling like you've been sent to Hades or something. But nevertheless, you have this skeletal flaming horse bearing down on you from uphill, Einar.
So I have a nightmare coming towards me. Great. Can I make out the rider? Or do I just see the... Okay, yeah.
Given the distance, go ahead and make a perception check at disadvantage.
Do have the big red coat.
Yeah, but it's also dark where you guys are at.
I wouldn't be looking. Oh, okay, that's a 17, and a 3.
Yeah, you're able to just barely over the top of these flames. You're able to see you see a humanoid. You can't really make out his face, but you do see this kind of like glowing light and a reddish cloak, and then behind him just a mane, which is Tharros.
All right, so I see a monster riding a nightmare.
Yeah, from the aligned position, yeah, it looks very intimidating. But you also get the sense of I feel like I know that coat. I feel like I know that eye. I feel like I know that mane.
Would I with a 3?
You said it's 17 plus 3, so there'll be an
No, a
20.
17 and then a 3. You said at disadvantage, so a 3.
Then okay. I thought 17 was what you got on
No,
disadvantage.
that would be an 11 total.
11.
So I see a monster.
I would say there's still enough there between the orange eye and the red coat. I'd say you could make a fair assessment that this might be your allies, or this might be a monster who's trying to deceive you.
Oh man, part of me really wants to throw a spear at the fucking thing. I get ready to
try again.
I get ready to throw the torch.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Oh no. I'm just getting ready to.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it another second to like let this sink in what this is.
You guys see Einar like starting to pull back this torch and almost looking like he's getting ready to throw it. Guys, what are you are you doing anything, or are you just gonna let this happen?
Tharros will roar out, Einar, you made it!
Oh shit. Okay. Thought it. I thought it was something else.
You guys are able to catch up with him. You're able to see him. He's down on the ground. You guys are on the horse. You see that they have gotten this somehow they've gotten a hold of this weird phantasmal horse, and then not far behind there's Sienna just on this floating translucent disc.
Hey, good to see you. Is there
Alive,
something on
Einar.
my back? It is so itchy. I turn around and I hold the torch up.
As he turns around and holds the torch up, the backs of his robes have been shredded. And at first, it looks almost like there is a hole in his back. But you realize it's not a hole. Somehow, part of his back has been made into some sort of translucent material. You, like, directly in his back, like roughly about between his shoulder blades, there is a probably like a 6-inch round hole, but is in fact some sort of solid translucent material that continues downwards almost like a cone. To where at the very farthest reaches, you can see the very back of his spine. But you see
What the
muscle tissue,
hell?
you see blood vessels running through it. If you were to reach out and touch it, it feels solid. In fact, it feels smooth, polished. It feels like stone. It feels like almost like a quartz crystal.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm like, you're never going to believe this, Einar, and I'm going to minor illusion that right in front of him. I'm going to show him his own back.
And you see this almost hole going into your back down towards your spine.
Well, that would make sense. Why it's itchy.
You don't think that's permanent, do you, Tharros?
Probably.
You're going to
Hopefully
need
not.
to invest in bigger robes.
It's almost as if like his very tissues there have been replaced by some sort of living stone. It doesn't appear to be like damaging any of his body. There's no irritation in the tissue around it. It's not something that has been embedded into him. It looks as something almost as if his flesh has been transmuted.
Did you do the cha-cha slide with the basilisk?
Does he have a heartbeat?
He does appear to have a heartbeat.
Yeah, we can see
I'd
it.
say it's easy enough given the proximity.
Yeah, it's right there. See, a little to the right. I mean the other right, so left.
Sir Tharros takes a claw and. Yep, yeah, that's
And
solid.
taps it.
Yeah.
You can also feel it. You can feel as he taps the crystal. You have nerve connection to it.
Ow! Don't ow!
Sorry. It's apparently you are part crystal.
What
sea
happened to
serpent.
you?
It's a good thing you didn't do the front.
Sorry, my mind went to the. I'm so single.
Oh, do I have stories for you later? The last thing I remember was I ran off into like a side tunnel, running away from the the god.
Did it
Yeah.
catch you?
No, I mean it kind of raped my back a little bit, but I didn't think it was that bad. I don't know. I kind of passed out from the pain.
Einar, under your fable section, please write primordial seed.
Excuse me.
Primordial seed.
I carry no
seeded,
man
bro.
seed.
Good thing it's not a man, it's a primordial.
You're going to be a mother.
It gave me a seed.
Traveled 200 miles, lumberjack to give.
I tried to come up with a better name for it, but it's just like I knew this was gonna.
No,
end up
it's a
being
perfect
bigger joke
name.
somehow. But it's like this is be the best name for it.
Fable section. Met a god and lived. primordial seed.
Primordial seed.
I went to the wrong whorehouse.
Parentheses, the night went great. They're just gonna call me later.
I hope I'm pregnant.
Am I gonna find a giant rock somewhere too, or is it just you guys? Because now I'm kind of paranoid now.
What do you mean, you guys? You guys got one too?
Yes. Yes.
We apparently had large crystals in our chests, and instead of pulling out, they went in, and we no longer have heartbeats.
Wait. All right. So he pulled out, and you died.
No, he ran us over, and then crystals stayed.
He ran us through, he stole our hearts, and then he pulled out all over your back. It's simple.
Hey, at least he has your heart. He didn't even call me.
I think he just kind of appears, which I'm hoping not to do for a while.
Little does Einar know,
That
there's
just
like
means
little,
you,
there's,
like
little
Tharros and
shrines
I.
in his backpack.
Well, I know that just means that you, like Tharros and I, seem to be bound by the threads of fate towards a larger goal. Let's kill this thing.
Well, let's not kill it. Clearly, it doesn't want us dead,
It killed me. I owe it the favor.
and yet you're here.
So it can kill him again. No, it really wants him dead. Apparently, it has a abstain against mortals. It hates mortals. Apparently, it really wants to kill you guys again.
But,
No.
but why bring them back?
To kill them again, because it's no fun if you only get to kill them once. Apparently, you got to kill them more than once. And if you're a god who can bring things back to life without a second thought, why not bring them back just to kill them again?
Why not just go up and kill an entire city?
Oh, because now they're gonna run, thinking they're safe, and then he's gonna come out and eat them again when they least suspect it. It's like hunting.
It's like a wild cat likes to play with its food. Take the mouse, throw it in the air, let it land, let it run, grab it again, throw it in the air. Ask Pogo, that's the stage of hunting he's at.
I'll take your word for it.
It's like that, except this thing is the power and divinity of a god, and, you know, is really, really evil.
And I'm the mouse.
I guess the paw's on the different foot. Right? Is that...
They both have paws.
But why not kill me then?
You got out of the way.
But it still gave me its seed?
Close enough. You were in seed range, so...
You weren't obliterated like us. It just passed by you and seeded you on the way. It was like a run and go. Whereas it tore straight through Tharros and I.
Einar, you experience an increase in estrogen for some reason.
Now, if we're done talking about Einar's quickie with a god, we smell smoke? Was that just your torch, or?
I'm pretty sure that's my torch. I can't see in the dark. On land.
I had an idea about that.
Are you thinking about like goggles with water in them?
Yes.
Doesn't work. Tried.
Damn.
You could get a helmet and try the helmet. I mean, not just the goggles, like the whole helmet.
Get a fishbowl helmet.
If you can find a helmet that can fit this head, go for it.
All right, with that awkward
Oh.
silence, let's continue on our way. Wait a second. With Einar here, the math is all wrong.
Oh, hold on. I'll lift open the keg and pint.
Oh, he made it.
Pops the setup, waves.
I pull pint out real quick. You don't have any. Get back in there.
When you reorient him back to where he's facing you, he just kind of gives you this indignant look and then slaps you.
I didn't ask for it. You get back in there.
That's fine. I have another way we can do this. And the disc will promptly pop, and Sienna will. I'll just summon 2 horses.
Are we not going uphill? Up and out.
Down
We're not
and
trying
up.
to go out. We're chasing our captors. Look at the trail.
As you
Not
look down,
captors.
there
Quarry.
there are footprints that continue downwards that aren't just you and your companions.
Oh. How much can your horses hold?
2 people.
I'm more than 2 people. I am multiple people. I am not a skinny dragonborn. I'm multiple people.
It's fine. It can hold you and Tharros.
Tharros and I are a group of people.
Oh, so you're not going to ask him his weight, but you asked the lady?
I'm not using the spell with a weight limit anymore. Besides, I already know the answer. It's more than the disc.
All right. So
I
you
can only have one disc. I can have as many horses as I feel like making.
as many as you can make within an hour, yeah.
I mean, at most I can have 6, but they're going to disappear in 10-minute increments.
All right.
Fashion a cart together and just go really fast.
Actually, that's doable. Just you don't have a cart. Here.
Everyone get on my
right.
back. Breath weapon down the wall. On my belly, let's go.
All right.
Team Cool Runnings.
So you guys take the time, you get another Phantom Steed up and running. Tharros, where is your HP clocked at right now?
We're now at, because thanks to some amazing hit dice, I am at 79 of 80.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, those D12s are my friends.
Brings you guys to there. All right, perfect. You guys make progress. You guys progress quite quickly, in fact. Making your way down the tunnel, through the tunnel, being able to follow the tracks in the passage, and you begin to approach. Saren, what was your initial survival check for gauging the footprints? Oh, it was insane. Yeah, it was
29.
I'm gonna let you ride that. So, keeping track of the tracks, you start gauging on your actual time distance between them. Goes down from a couple hours to an hour to half an hour to eventually you feel like you are but 5 minutes out from these guys. You are making a considerable amount of noise, but how would you? I guess the question is, how do you want to enter into this circumstance? Do you want to just run right up on them?
I'm going to stop now that we're about 10 minutes out from them, and I'm going to, the horses are going to dematerialize, and I'm going to pass that knowledge along of where we're only about 5 to 10 minutes away from them. I think proceeding quietly from here on out would be the wisest of choices.
Could you,
Any objections?
No, it's a solid plan.
Sienna, can you? I forget which one of you did it. It's been an evening. One of you said you could have shadows wrap around you, make you stealthier. Is that a group?
I was going to say, stay close to me so that I may embrace you within my shadows. I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay. So you cast that. You guys are able to make a appropriate stealth checks. Give me a second. I need to rearrange a couple things.
While riding, can I give another inspiring leader since I had a short rest?
I would say yes.
So, my stealth check at advantage because of my hood. Before Saren's Pass Without Trace is a 27, so 37 with Saren's help.
Mine's a 36.
Hold on.
It's a plus 10, right?
Correct.
Yes.
30. Everyone gets 7 temp. Inspiring leader while
Beautiful.
galloping at lightning speeds.
Okay. You guys are fairly confident that you are stealthy stealthed. And I am going to bring you to the map.
I didn't hear, what did Einar get for his stealth?
Oh, I could roll one.
Add 10 to it.
Add 10 to it?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the Pass Without Trace spell.
Like total? 16.
You rolled a 6?
I rolled a 1.
Oh.
Plus 5. Plus 10.
Okay.
You know, for rolling a 1, that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, rolling a 1 and still getting 16.
No, that's pretty freaking good. All right. You guys, very confident in your stealth. You begin to pursue, continuing down the tunnel. In which point you start to hear voices in Dwarvish, speaking, going back and forth. It's faint, it's distant, but you are able to hear this conversation, a conversation occurring further down. Saren, you know Dwarvish, correct?
Yes.
All right. Anyone else know Dwarvish?
Nope.
Just him? Okay. Saren, you're able to pick up little bits of this conversation, and it looks like they are. It sounds like they are debating over whether or not to take a quick rest, or whether or not to settle down, take a long rest to wait for the evening. Something about they're still several days out from the green line. It'll be some time before they're perfectly safe, but we should be rested and ready for anything, etc. As you guys are approaching, if you guys look over at Roll20,
Dun 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 dun.
I'm going to move them up onto the token layer. All right. As you guys approach, you guys are coming down from the north. They do not seem to have noticed you or anything as of yet. You guys may rearrange yourselves as you see fit. You guys are able to move yourself around, right? Okay.
Yep, I'll stay there. Is there anything on the token layer?
Should be. There should be all you guys there. Should have these guys up on the
Let me
token
reload.
layer. I would say just don't come any closer than that line.
I think there's one missing.
Immediately come from that line.
Come on, Einar.
You always got that one player who likes to poke the line. All right. We all set as far as where we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
You guys are able to proceed as you see fit. You see them arguing, you see them debating, going back and forth. There are 4 of them. As you had previously seen, there's one who seems to be very well armored, has a very well kept beard. In fact, all of them seem to be fairly well armored. One has a very well kept beard, carries a battle axe, and a shield. Another carries, I think he's got a maul. Yeah, he's got a maul. Very wild beard. Sienna, you're able to recognize the gentleman at the farthest end, who has a nice goatee going for him, as well as a dwarf with a completely shaved beard, no beard at all in sight, wearing what looks like almost druidic robes, a quarterstaff and shield in hand. And on this guy, red guy's back, you see a wrapped large package, it looks like, sitting on his back, roughly matching the dimensions of what you've been looking for. Roughly about 3 foot round, though it's very covered. It appears to be somewhat spherical in shape, but that may just also be packaging around it. How do you wish to proceed?
Well, there's 4 of them and 4 of us. I call a dwarf.
Saren's going to pull out the big musket from his back, and he's going to point it down, and he's going to nod at you, and he's going to pick up and put what looks like a very special round in the barrel.
I could hide behind this rock in front of us and yell out in Draconic to have them drop everything they have and flee for their lives. Clearly they have to know some type of Draconic.
We could try that route. But from what I understand, from what Miss Sienna has told us, that one of them did kill the other at one point, so I don't know if there's any loyalty in the group.
They're also very dangerous. It seems like they're very disorganized and scared and desperate. I don't think we should take careful precautions not letting any of them escape, otherwise they'd come back.
We should capture one alive.
Desperate men are dangerous.
That's what I've been told.
What's everyone's passive insight?
12.
18.
16.
Also 12.
Okay. I would say Einar and Saren, you guys are able to pick up that while the 2 towards the back seemed tired and they're sort of watching on, it's the 2 towards the front, who are the blue and the green one, who seem to be a little bit more into a heated argument. The blue one seems to be a little bit calmer, a little bit more direct, a little bit more reasonable, whereas the green one, the druid, seems to be a little bit more hostile, a little bit more heated, demanding that they keep going forward. Where at least Saren, you're picking up this part where green is demanding that they continue forward, while blue is saying we need time to rest. We have plenty of a lead. It's going to be difficult for anyone to follow us, and even if anyone does follow us, we need to be ready to be able to handle anything should they catch up to us. So we need to rest. This is a good spot for us to rest.
I'm going to I'm going to subtle cast Fireball, and I'm going to hold it, and then out loud in Dwarvish, I'm going to yell what Einar said. Drop all your things and surrender or else.
I would also like to hold a spell.
Okay. Yellow and red immediately turn around, weapons drawn. They pull in tight, like they're ready for anything. Green turns,
Fireball.
kind of takes a step towards them, Blue takes a step over to here, looks up at you all, still very calm. You notice it seems very calculative in how he's approaching this. Says, and switches over to comments like, "Hold on. No need for us to be enemies. No need for us to fight. We're just passing through here, making our way back home. No need for violence. We can talk, right?"
I'm going to bonus action seeing to give disadvantage on the first attack against me, and I'm going to step out. Rifle drawn. In the name of Imperium, disarm yourselves and lay prostrate on the ground.
Imperium doesn't have any authority here. You're ways out from Imperium authority.
This rifle says I have a lot of authority over you right now, dwarf.
Hmm. Why are you here? Just out of curiosity, you guys happen to be walking through here?
I'm not going to say it again. On the ground.
You don't have to become violent, he says, and he's not going to put it on the ground, but he stows his bow that he had pulled out.
I'm gonna step forward a little bit, and then I'm like, look, you have something that doesn't belong to you, and we just like that back.
Last I saw, dragon eggs don't belong to the Imperium.
They belong to the dragon that birthed it.
Oh
As
yes, the
Sir-
giant murder machines.
Yeah, as Sir Tharros steps up on the rock.
I'm going to start circling around.
Listen, those things up there, you don't owe any loyalty to them. Especially you, Imperium. Last I heard, your people are just as much worried about those things turning on your lands as they are on the rest of us. And that is a real dragon egg that we have, not a fake one. Not some half-blood abomination, a real dragon egg. Do any of you know what that means?
Obviously, it's gonna hatch a real dragon. I'm not an idiot.
It means there's going to be 4 of them.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, if one hatching grows up, there's gonna be 4 of them.
Yeah. You know what happens when there's 4 of them? They fight. If there's 3 of them, they can keep each other in balance, but once there's a 4th one, there's going to be bloodshed. This entire mountain range...
Kind of like with you four, right?
That's a different question, he says, and he glances over at Green.
Because you're human? Because you're dwarvish?
What about your
Because
fist?
somebody kept a couple things from us. But that's our internal workings. This
So shouldn't the dragons deal with their internal workings themselves then, just as you're allowed to deal with your own?
And when that ends and there's only 1 of them left standing, or 2 of them left standing, you know what happens? That city gets turned into an army. That army will conquer the rest of these mountains. And then it'll spill out into your Imperium, into the west, even down to your south with all your Capt people, Mr. Leonin.
I'm going to say, Lord Leonin.
I kind of saunter up, just in front of Sienna and go, well, how about you give it to me so I can bring it home?
Ah, good play.
So you can take it back to the Isles?
This big fat dragonborn towers over this dwarf.
We could. Or we can take it and we can finally make a weapon against these things.
Oh, you really think you're going to raise and turn a dragon?
No, we think we're going to turn a dragon into a weapon. Do you know how difficult it is to find a dragon to study? With this thing, we can finally study them. We can find their weaknesses. We can protect ourselves from you and your kin, Mr. Island Dragon. Only fair that we be safe from the monsters that can destroy a city single-handedly.
So you want to take a child that doesn't belong to you and you want to study it as an experiment for your own games.
It's a dragon.
It's still a
They're
child.
monsters. It's an
Humans
egg.
are monstrous every day.
It's
What
not
makes
even-
it any different?
I'm going
Do you
to.
know-
Oh, sorry.
Do you know what they've done to us?
Humans do worse on a daily basis. The only difference is you have a wrong sense of entitlement because you're a dwarf and a human. If any other race or creature decided to make the same stand you would kill them on the spot. The only reason why you have a leg to stand on is because you don't have a tail like him, and I'll point to Einar.
You know why we live on the islands?
Yes,
Have you
we know
have
the
you
story.
have you no knowledge of history and what happened to us when we got here?
Yes, everyone went to war. We know. Or did you not know that we're the first ones to lose an entire city? That your people occupy? That we built?
Not all of those people in there are dragons.
But they didn't stop them.
In fact, we met a dwarf before coming here. There's a whole section of that city that is dwarvish.
People fight and lose wars all the time. Kidnapping children is not the way to go. And then I'd like to use suggestion as I say, put down the egg and lay on the ground.
On which one? On Red? Red's the one who's presently carrying the egg.
Then that one.
Okay. What's the DC?
17.
That's a wisdom save, correct?
I believe so. Yes, wisdom saving throw.
Okay, 17. He does beat it. Rolled a 15 plus 2. You see, he says something in Dwarvish, something along the lines of, he just tried to cast a spell on me, to Blue. It's like, magic isn't necessary.
I
But
don't
we're not
cast
asking you.
spells.
We're not asking you to help us. We're just saying, let us go.
We'll let you go if you leave the child.
I need 3 different persuasion checks. So 3 of you roll a persuasion check.
I'm skilled in it, so.
Okay.
I'll roll one as well. I've been talking as well.
I suppose I will too.
It's up to you. Either you or I could try it, Brian.
I got a +3. That's it.
I was gonna say, well, hold on, before we say anything else, Saren, because you've been participating in this, I'm gonna say you give advantage to one of them. Who do you give advantage to? Tharros, Einar, or Sienna?
I'm going to give it to Tharros.
Okay.
Nice.
The DC is set for this.
Tharros, thanks to Captain Caspian here, has got a 21.
Okay, 21.
16.
Okay, and Einar?
My first natural 20 for a 23.
Congratulations, Sienna. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to roll mine. Good thing I gave it away.
Yeah. There's a moment where they kind of like all look between each other. Yellow looks over to Blue and says, "All right, we can't be using a kid. I know it's a fucking dragon, but this isn't how we should win this."
I'm standing right here, by the way.
Reds, they're speaking in Dwarvish with each other.
Oh,
If they're speaking
good.
to each other, they're speaking in Dwarvish. This is because Saren's able to understand the language. Red turns and says, this is cowardly. Fighting like this is just cowardly. And Blue's doesn't look terribly convinced by the things you guys are saying, but looks to be convinced by the other two. All right. You're right. This isn't the right way to do this. I'm sorry that this has been. We lost a lot trying to even get this far. Please understand that this is hard for us to let go of. And Green speaks. You cowards. You worthless traitors. You think we've sacrificed? I've sacrificed. I gave up everything to make this possible. I gave up my future to join on this, and you think you can just walk away? You think any of you are going to walk away? I sacrificed my entire future, my life, everything I was working towards. You know what? It's only fair that you all do the same.
I shoot him.
Take a shot.
And like a runner at the start of the bell, the shot goes off. Tharros is going to leap forward.
It's a 31 to hit him. Is that right? Hold on.
That's definitely gonna hit. As you go to make a shot, you aim straight for him. You see blood blossom on his chest as he kind of takes it, reels back, and you just hear him say, "Creature, the answer is yes. I offer my companions and myself as an offering. Make this happen." And you guys now go into a cinematic as these guys all vanish from the field.
Oof.
Did they leave the egg?
You'll see. You'll see. Those gonna move those guys down. Blood spurts from Green's mouth as roots burst from his chest from the wound that you inflicted, Saren, and immediately surge outwards and impale his companions instantaneously. They are pulled to him as his arms, with the sound of breaking bones and tearing flesh, wrap around all four of them. Roots extend from his legs into the ground, digging rapidly through the earth. Branches erupt from the huddled dwarves and begin to reach towards the ceiling of the cave. And then suddenly, there's a flicker. The scene shifts. And where you had once seen the dwarves and bloody roots is now replaced by an almost idyllic-looking tree. Warm brown bark reaching up to the ceiling, where somehow the stone has vanished, replaced by clear blue skies, fluffy clouds, sunlight shining down on this tree, green branches swaying in a non-existent wind. The dirt and stone at its feet is now covered in tall, soft green grass in an expanding circle around it. Bathed in sunlight, the scene looks like someone had cut out the space and replaced it with some beautiful scene from somewhere else. It is almost disarming, if not for the death throes of the dwarves that you can still hear as flesh and bone are torn apart. And you have a happy little tree that moves up onto the field in their space. At this point, we are going to roll initiative. And I can get rid of all those guys.
Initiative is ability check,
Yep.
Initiative is ability check. Technically, it'd be with disadvantage for those of you guys who have a point of exhaustion. As this happy little idyllic tree shows up on the field. It's so pretty. Sort that.
I had lost my level of exhaustion when I did that metabolic control.
Gotcha. Takes out a level of exhaustion. Awesome.
Just one.
All right. As you see this kind of wave of grass spread out from this tree, coursing over your feet, Caspian, yours, Einar, yours, Sienna, However, as this also begins, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw. As you guys begin to hear whispers moving through this cavern, this just cacophony that seems to come from down all the different tunnels and collide down upon this very spot. Sienna, that's a save.
24.
Give me a tick. That is the wrong token I'm looking at. I'm looking at this guy. And I can't get it to work. All right.
And you said we're fighting a big tree?
Yeah, this idyllic tree is suddenly there. Almost looks like it's been cut out of space. But the dwarves, though you can hear the death throes of the dwarves, you do not see them anywhere. You know from the sound that they are somewhere where this tree should be, but you can see nothing. This grass that has spread out from around it surrounds you. So Sienna, who's got what?
I got a 20 on the wisdom save.
20?
18.
That is a save. 18 saves. You guys both take 8 points of psychic damage. Tharros, what'd you get?
Resistance, so 4.
14.
14, that is a fail. And Einar,
24.
24, that is a pass. Tharros, I need you to roll a D100 for me as you take 17 points of psychic damage.
The bane of every barbarian.
One thing you cannot resist.
62.
What was it?
62.
62. All right, I also need you to roll a D10 for me.
5.
5. Okay. For the next 5 minutes, you have a short-term madness, which is that you experience vivid hallucinations and you have disadvantage on ability checks.
I already have disability on ability. Disadvantage.
So, but now you're hallucinating.
but now
And
you're
Einar,
still-
you rolled a 24, you said?
Yeah.
All right, you get, you just take 8 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
And that brings us to top of the round. Caspian, you see this tree in front of you. You feel the grass. Grass almost seems to be like clinging to your feet. Does not seem to have done anything as of yet, but it's very uncomfortable.
Okay. I let go of that fireball.
Okay, you fire that off. That's a dexterity saving throw, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. He is. I do not believe he's very dexterous. He is not. What's my DC?
17.
17. He rolled a 6. He fails. Damage, please.
1 second.
I'm sorry, I forgot to get Einar and Tharros onto the thingy
23 for
for initiative.
initiative.
So it's going to be ignore the 7. The 7's supposed to be at 2. So actually, it's supposed to be at 1. So it's going to be 7 plus 21 is 28 points of fire damage.
All right, and Tharros, what was your initiative?
8.
8.
Disadvantage
Okay.
really sucked.
All right, is this, you see, throw this fireball out, it collides, it expands, and vanishes. The tree does not appear to have taken damage, but neither does the grass seem to have caught fire or anything. You feel like you made an impact, but it does not show anything or having any damage having been done to the wood.
All right, then I will bonus action seeing defensively. And
Okay, real quick, as you move through the grass, you do take damage.
Okay.
As the grass seems to almost slice into you, you feel your movement is being hampered. You take how many? You move just through 2 spaces.
2 spaces. Yeah.
Okay. 4. You take 12 points of piercing damage.
Roger that.
Okay, and you maneuver around to there.
Yep, I maneuver around to there. Yeah, I got 5 more feet of speed, so I'm gonna go to that spot right there, and then that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to other way around. Sienna. As a note,
Alright.
if you are within, as Caspian has now discovered, if you're in that yellow circle, it is difficult terrain.
Okay. I am not moving. I'm going to cast a spell, and I'm going to put it there. And I'm going to cast Moonbeam at it.
Nice.
Okay, and that triggers on at the start of its turn, correct?
Yep. And for allies, my Moonbeam is special. It doesn't look like a normal Moonbeam. Because whenever my allies or me get into my Moonbeam, it gives temp.
Hey.
Nice.
As witch.
Okay. Noted. So you are now concentrating in that. That's your action. Anything else?
I am. I'm going to back up.
Okay. You
There.
take 2d4 points of damage, relieving it. Because you moved through it, which amounts to 2 points of piercing damage.
I'm going to spend a fate point to reduce that.
Okay. So reduce down to just a straight up,
I
like almost
reduce
even
it.
canceling it out.
Yeah, a d6 plus my level, so it'll be 3 plus that I take none.
All right.
Thank you, Einar, for the fate point.
You're welcome.
All
A
right.
little more than that 20. She needs it.
End of your turn, Einar. You feel this grass clinging to around your legs. You just saw a fireball explode on this tree.
I
Does
had
not seem to
loaded
have...
the special round in my pistol, and
Yep.
So I don't see the egg, right?
No, the egg is out of sight, as from what you can tell.
Okay.
You saw it get pulled into the mass of dwarves, but you don't see the egg anywhere. You don't even see the dwarves or whatever may be left.
All right. Well, I'm going to step forward and not move that. Oh,
So
not
remember
move
that it is difficult terrain, and you do
Yep.
take damage per 5 feet.
Okay. I'll take 2 things of damage then.
Okay, you take 8 points of piercing damage.
how much temp does he get?
My modifier, which I believe is 5.
So you only take 3 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm standing next to this tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm intelligent, but also kind of dumb in a way. I'm looking at this tree, kind of like 3 kobolds in a trench coat. I want to grab its bark and start like tearing it open to get to the egg. Get to the center of the Tootsie Pop.
Okay. I'd say go ahead and make an attack roll. We'll say that this is how you're flavoring your melee attack.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be an unarmed strike, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That is a 25.
25 to hit. As your fist comes forward and you go to dig in, The entire image in front of you flickers as you make contact. You do not see the idyllic little tree anymore. You instead see a coiling mass of what almost looks like roots of bark, of tree, of blood. You see dwarven limbs scattered all throughout this tree. You see that the grass surrounding you is not in fact grass, but is in fact thorned roots extending all around this tree, trying to cut and slash themselves into you. You see the dwarven heads all clustered up together towards the center. And towards the very top of the boughs, wrapped around roots, you see a spherical object that looks to have been encased. You are also able to tell this is not wood. This is bone.
It all breaks the same.
As this guy will now replace that.
So that was 10 points of damage. By the way.
All right, 10 points of damage.
Yeah.
Are your fists considered magical?
No.
Okay. So as you go and you try to dig in, it's not quite as hard as you imagine it to be. It does seem to be resistant to your punch. You still have a second attack and a bonus action.
I'm just making sure that. I have a second attack.
That would be 6th level, and that comes key power.
Okay. So 2 more levels, or 1 more level.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So second attack. That will be a second natural 20.
Huzzah.
So.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. Remember, you have brutal.
Plus.
There you go, Rose.
So that'll be 16 points of
Okay.
non-magical bludgeoning.
Okay, which gets reduced down to 8 as it is resistant.
Once per turn, attack deal.
I believe you can do a bonus action attack, or you can spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
Oh, I get advantage on my next turn against it too, because of a crusher critical.
Ooh. I think also from that you're able to move it 5 feet if you want.
I could. I'm not going to, because
I think
Okay.
everybody gets advantage.
Oh, attacks against that creature. Attacks. So yes.
Very nice. Okay, so all attacks for until the end of your turn?
Yes.
Until the start of my next turn.
Start of your next turn are advantage. Okay, cool.
And so yes, bonus action, key point, flurry of blows.
All right, 2 attacks. Hit me.
Okay, that is gonna hit, and that one might hit. So it is a 26 to hit and a 19 to hit.
Both will hit. Give me damage.
Okay. That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage and 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Reduce down to 4. All right. You just start pounding into this thing. You start feeling this bone cracking under your hands, but it's not giving way nearly as much as you would like. But it is giving way. You are whittling into it.
Mm.
And that is it for your turn?
Yes.
All right, it's now its turn. It is going to choose 2 creatures it can see within 30 feet. It chooses Tharros
Moonbeam.
because Tharros will have disadvantage on this. And it's going to choose Caspian. I need both of you guys to make wisdom saving throw. Tharros does this at disadvantage because he has a minor madness.
Wisdom saving
Short-term
throw.
madness. Wisdom saving throw.
I'd remind you that it's in Moonbeam.
Oh yes, so it does also take damage from that. Go ahead and roll damage, Sienna.
15.
15. Okay. That's a
Wisdom
save,
save
correct?
16. Or I'm sorry, 18.
It rolled a 15, so it does not pass. So 15 points. It does not appear to have any sort of like resistance to the radiant. And what'd you roll for wisdom save for your stuff, Caspian?
Her DC is a 15, and it's a con save. I
Oh.
rolled an 18 on my save. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you crossed.
Gotcha. Okay, so con save instead. That's still a fail. You rolled 18 wisdom. You're good. Tharros, what'd you roll?
I didn't know I was rolling.
Yeah, wisdom save. At disadvantage because you have a short-term madness.
Didn't Einar hit it with a stun?
No.
What did you hit it with then?
He got a critical with a crusher feat, which means all attacks against it are now at advantage.
Fail.
What'd you roll?
5.
5. Okay. I need to know the number because it'll change what it does depending upon how much you fail by. All right. It uses provoke murder. Tharros, you feel this in terrible rage overcome murderous intent overcome you. You have advantage on melee attack rolls, and you are compelled to kill creatures within 30 feet of this tree. You are unable to distinguish friend from foe, and you must attack the nearest creature other than the tree each turn. If no other creature is near enough to move to an attack, you stalk off in a random direction, seeking a new target to drag within 30 feet of the tree.
That's
You get to repeat this at the end of each of your turns. But you have advantage on all your melee attacks.
Because what other madness I thought that came to his mind was there's just enemies and bad guys, and I just he was like back on the boat where he got a scar. Like that's where his mind was.
As this whisper begins to echo into your brain, you see all of your allies have been these strange crystalline monstrosities this entire time. You have not been reunited with your allies. You have fallen prey to the crystal worm's trap. Your only chance of success is to kill them all.
Yes.
And it's going to move 5 feet this way into difficult terrain, as you see as these roots kind of start reaching up over onto these trees and start lifting it up. And that is going to be its turn. Tharros, it is now your turn.
Cool.
You are overcome with murderous intent to kill the nearest creature.
So normally when Tharros is in control, he waits till he gets hit to go into a rage, but he's surrounded. He needs all the help he can get, so he goes into a rage. And closest enemy is Sienna.
Did the tree just move away from me?
It did.
Yep. You're still within 5 feet of it.
So it didn't move out of his reach?
Didn't move out of his reach. Technically
Gotcha.
speaking, he sort of stepped into that little corner space.
Right.
When he moved to it. But it's a tree. I imagine he could step up onto some of the roots to get to it. I didn't want to make anything of it. I thought it worked. All right. So Tharros, Sienna, you see Tharros leap off of that rock, but not go for the tree. He leaps in front of you, and there is a murderous intent in his eyes as he comes towards you, swinging, roaring as he activates his rage.
Yep. He's holding himself different. It's a lot lower. It's not so upright, animalistic.
I imagine it's from like oh gosh, what's that movie Zootopia when all the predators have like that rage. It almost reminds me of that versus how they all are.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that.
He's gone feral.
He's surrounded. He needs all the help he can get. Reckless.
You have advantage on your melee attacks regardless. It's part of the effect of provoke murder.
Okay. Oh, cool. That will be a. Then I won't reckless. Actions. That is a 22 to hit.
I would like you to re-roll that using the fate point that Einar gave me.
It's worse.
In what way?
He takes the lower of the creature.
So it was
I mean, of the numbers.
It was a 26. So 24, 26. 22,
Okay.
26, yeah. Alright. D12. I'll pick the one that didn't roll well. Alright, that is 12 slashing.
Alright, and since my ability to reduce damage doesn't take a reaction, I'm going to spend another fate point to reduce it by a d6 plus my level.
Alright, go for it.
Attack number 2.
That's 4 plus my level of 3, so it'll be reduced by 7. So what, that's 5 damage instead?
5 points of slashing damage instead.
26.
That'll hit.
Uh, 18.
I'm just doing another fate point. 6 plus my level, so that is 9 subtracted from the damage.
So
Okay.
9.
9.
9.
9?
Hey, it's still better. It's better than nothing.
Yeah. That's everything Sir Tharros can do.
Alright. Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
One of those 5s again.
Yeah, you still feel this murderous rage pumping through you. That brings us to top of the rounds. I forgot to do this in the previous battle. I apologize. Do we need a minute to discuss?
I know exactly what I'm up to. I'm DMing
I'm
again.
gonna take care of. I'll take care of Tharros. You guys get the tree.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
that's ominous.
Sorry, Tharros. This
All
is
right.
gonna hurt you a whole lot more than it's gonna hurt me, buddy, and I'm sorry.
All right, Caspian. You just felt this creature try to psionically manipulate you.
I'm going to turn that around on him, and I'm going to, you're going to, for the first time really, see that yellow gemstone light up, and I'm going to hold my hand out to it like I'm choking it as I use Neural Lock.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da.
I use an action to freeze
Save
it, the
throw.
creature. It needs to make a wisdom save or it is incapacitated.
What's the DC?
17.
It rolled a 15. It is incapacitated. All right. So you just see as there's this writhing mass of roots and vines all suddenly kind of stiffen up and lock.
All hits are auto crits.
Okay.
And then with my bonus action, I will seeing defensively.
Okay.
That's turn.
Sienna, you are up.
I'm gonna look at Tharros and I'm gonna tell him, I'm sorry, but you're standing in the way of progress, and I'm gonna use Rupturing Curse on him.
Ooh,
Oh, that sounds bad.
He just roars at
that
you.
sounds very bad.
Yeah.
I like how it flashes the pity symbol, though.
I know.
All right, Rupturing Curse. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. You invoke a curse on a creature you can see within range, rupturing their tendons. For the duration, the creature's hit points are reduced by 2d4 for each 5 feet they move. Creatures without blood are immune to this curse. You still have blood. You don't have a heartbeat, but you still have blood.
Yeah, I got a crystal motor in there to keep things going.
But I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to start backing up 5 feet at a time each time, kind of goading him to attack me more, because I know how this works. I'm just going to keep goading him into attacking me, because I'm the closest one, and, well, this is going to really suck for him, but it should knock him out long enough for him to hopefully take damage, long enough for him to kind of snap out of it, I'm hoping.
Okay.
And I can't blood curse a tree.
Oh god, it doesn't even say they take damage. It's his hit points are reduced.
It's his hit
So it
point.
comes off the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not
Every
damage.
5 feet they move.
But if I lower it enough, I can put him to sleep, which is my plan. I just got to get his hit points low enough so I can cast the sleep spell. You're going to be in a
Okay.
long winter's catnap.
Were you gonna move then?
Yes, I am going to move. I'm going to move 5 feet, or 5 feet out of the reach of him, so
No, you're
enough
not.
for him to. You can try
Sentinel.
op attack with Sentinel.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
That advantage.
Mm-hmm.
24.
Reroll that, please.
I rolled a 16 again.
Alright. Well, I guess I'm not moving, because not even shield would help that.
And 17.
You said 17 points of damage?
Yep.
Okay. I think you turned your mouth away at just the wrong moment.
17. And your speed is reduced to 0, so you don't go anywhere.
Oh.
Do I still have my turn?
You still have the rest of your turn, yeah. You just have 0 movement.
Oh, never mind. I casted a spell already. Never mind. Alright, I'm gonna command Quinn to fly closer.
Okay. Quinn is... Okay. Quinn was up there. But he was on you, correct?
Yeah. But in order for him
Okay.
to start doing his familiar stuff, I need him to get a little bit closer.
Okay. So you were still there. He is there. Okay.
Alright, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Einar. I believe you gained temp health from being in that beam, correct?
Yep.
Yep, you gain 5 temp.
Yay! Okay. There's a tree. Your effect, I believe, wears off. You said
Yeah.
it's from Crusher? Okay.
However, it's advantage right now because he's in capped.
That's
And every hit's an auto crit.
That's only if he's
He-
paralyzed. Incapacitated doesn't have that
incapacitated.
condition. He's incapacitated, yeah, but it's a different condition. Paralyzed is the one where they auto-fail all this stuff, attack rolls have advantage, and every hit's a crit. Incapacitated is considered a different condition.
Yeah, incapacitated. They can't take actions.
He just can't take actions or reactions.
Ah, then let me show you this. I'm sorry, one second. Because the feat I have, it says that they're also stunned. I just thought that incapacitated was the worst condition. 1 second.
Nah, incapacitated's part of the condition typically with stun and paralyzed. They usually quote it, and so it kind of gets people get it mixed up. But it's stunned.
Yeah, he's also stunned. I just got it.
Yeah,
I'll send it up when I get it.
Okay, so that's just attack rolls are at advantage. So yeah, attack rolls still stay at advantage.
And stunned is an auto crit thing.
Stunned is not auto crit. Stunned creature is incapacitated, can't move, can only speak faltering. Creature automatically fails strength and dex saves, and attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Roger that.
Thank you, thank you. So you still got advantage on all your attacks.
All right. So I can still hit this thing.
Yeah, you're within 5 feet of it.
It moved away, so a little sus. I'm gonna punch it.
So it's a huge sized creature, so it technically takes up that 3x3 square.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the token shape makes it look like that it's moved away, but it's still within 5 feet.
All right. So my first hit is a 27.
That'll hit.
That is a 8. That is 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. And that gets reduced down to 4.
And my next one is a 26 to hit.
Also hits.
That is another 8 points of damage.
Okay. That's down by another 4. You're definitely whittling away at this thing.
And a key point for Flurry of Blows. That is a 22 to hit.
22 does hit.
That is 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And that is a crit.
Huzzah. Which means another crusher effect.
I love it. Einar's my little good luck charm over here. Sucking up all the fate points like Natsu eats fire.
So that is 17.12 plus 5. Yeah, 17 points of
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
Okay, and that brings 17, so that's 8. Okay.
I mean, when you have
yeah,
advantage
no, you're
on your
freaking
strike,
wailing on this thing. Sorry, what?
when you have an advantage on your strikes, it kind of.
Yeah, it helps. It helps a ton. All right, that brings an end to your turn.
Mm-hmm.
It is stunned until the start of your next turn, correct? Saren?
Yep.
Caspian? Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, that turn passes by. Tharros, you are filled with murderous intent.
Murder rage. Murder kitty. Murder kitty is attacking.
I picked a creature that makes it so I don't have to do all the fighting.
25.
That'll hit.
Gee, that dice did not like you. Be max damage. It'd be 19.
Beautiful. Quinn, being within 5 feet of me, is going to use his familiar bond ability as a Coven of a Red Witch familiar, which allows him to transfer damage that an ally takes, which is me, to a creature within 50 feet. And I have the Malicious Transfusion ability, which means I choose the tree, and it's unwilling. It needs to make a Charisma saving throw to take full, because it's going to take half of Tharros' damage no matter what happens. But if it fails, it's going to take all of it, and I take nothing. As I just smile and kind of look at Tharros like, you got to try harder than that. As the tree takes all the damage Tharros is doing to me.
And what's the spell save DC?
15.
Okay, so it rolled 15, but it's still taking half of that.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I would like to use Glimpse Future and subtract 3d4.
Okay. Yeah, don't even need to roll for that, so that turns that into a fail, so it's a full 19.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. You go and you swing, and it almost looks like you cut through Sienna, but there's no wound. As Einar, you see a giant gash mark appear on the side of this tree. Tharros,
I
your
look
axe
at
is
my
magical,
fist.
correct?
It is.
Yeah.
I look at my fist like, huh.
Huh.
Oh.
All right. That was first attack. Second attack.
Second attack.
Does this apply to both attacks or just one of them?
It's not a reaction, so he can keep doing this. It's an ability by because he's my familiar as a witch, so he just keeps doing this as long as he's in 5 feet of me.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
It's a dirty 20 to hit.
Yep.
That'll hit.
Okay. You're just letting him hit now, aren't you?
I'm smart and I can do this. Oh, you're gonna manipulate my friends against me. Okay, well, funny thing about that, I'm better.
14.
All right. I'm assuming you're redirecting that as well?
I sure am. Why do I have to do all the work when
Alright.
Tharros can do it for me?
Charisma save. That's a 10. Yeah, that's a fail. You said it was
Takes
14?
all of it. Mm-hmm. Takes all of it.
Another gas just appears in the tree in front of you, Einar.
Ah.
All right. Anything else, Tharros?
No, that's it.
Okay. End of your turn. Top of the rounds. Do we need a minute?
Remember, you have.
Sienna, do you want me to move you or not?
I'm good.
Remember, you have advantage on your attack because Crusher.
All right. Caspian, you are up. This thing is no longer locked.
Nope, it is no longer
Believe-
locked.
Okay.
we-
Attack
we-
still have advantage of it due to Crusher. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Tharros, wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Switch the dice out. Then we'll try. First roll was cocked. Alright, disadvantage. Okay, 12.
12. That's still a fail. All right. So you're still filled with murderous intent.
Murder kitty!
All right. Caspian, what are we doing?
So I'm going to make a show of loading another bullet and shooting it as I'm going to use Psychic Drain. It needs to make a Charisma save. It's a DC 17. I don't know why it says 11.
Wow.
I have a soundboard now.
Damn, when I do digital stuff, I cannot roll to save my life. He rolled a 9.
So I gain a side point out of the 2 that it cost me to cast that, and he's going to take 26 plus 2 is 28 points of psychic damage.
Yeah, this thing is getting low. You start seeing the bones all along this thing beginning to rupture. You see it's definitely taking a heavy duty amount of damage. Doing
Then I'm
anything
going
else?
to bonus action Seeing defensively. That'll be turn.
Okay. That brings us to Sienna. You have a murder boner kitty in front of you.
What? What?
Murder boner kitty?
You guys need to play video games more with other people.
No.
I'm going to move 5 feet to provoke an attack of opportunity from Tharros.
Okay. You attempt to step away.
Sure do. And he's gonna swing, isn't he?
Yep. 23.
He's gonna hit.
Okay.
And Quinn is gonna do the same thing and redirect it to the tree.
13.
13. All right. The deciding factor. That is a fail. Sienna, how do you want to do this? With Tharros as your weapon of choice.
I'm just gonna look at Tharros and then look at the tree because I'm sure there's something around there. And I'm gonna I know the guy in the suit somewhere because he's watching, and I'm just gonna say, I hope this was entertaining enough. As I just move to the side and Tharros is just gonna slice and then it's gonna appear on the tree. I'll just curtsy
Okay.
as I'll curtsy, kind of like the like it was a performance from my days at Rouge.
You sort of twirl off to the side, do a little curtsy to provoke the attack. As your head lowers, Tharros brings the axe down, almost like he's going executioner style, but it passes directly through your neck. As the rest of you just see this giant crack splinter right through the tree at an angle. You see as it all tightens up across the entire tree. Everything shrinks up. The roots retract. The branches, just flail for a moment. Einar, you see that domed structure of roots crunch as the tree falls over dead. You see the various parts of the dwarves roll loosely off to the side as you have slain this tree of bone, whatever it may be.
Huzzah.
And you are out of initiative.
The egg
Are we?
crushed.
I got
Do you
5
check through
minutes.
it?
I got 5 minutes of blind rage where I kill everything.
As this tree perishes, you feel your mind come back to you. Without the tree's presence, you are no longer being provoked into murder. You feel as if that was a very... You suddenly realize everything that has been happening. You have a sort of like vague, almost... You're not sure what came over you. You almost feel as if you were drugged almost. But nevertheless, your mind returns to you.
Cool. That worked out better than I thought. I thought I was going to surround it, just pummel me. Stabbed, shot. Tharros comes out of it, looks at Sienna and sees it. Like he's hit her. There's wounds there. He's just gonna drop his axe, and the rage is gonna leave him. So it kind of knocks him over for a second. You notice this was a different rage. His ancestors didn't show up. So instead of
Do we see your ancestors?
yeah,
Okay.
when he rages and his ancestors show up, those swirling tattoos that he has on him glow orange, and his eyes turn like a bronzy orange, and you could see like one whispers in his ear, another one helps him swing. But he falls over and with mouth open, panting, he just looks over at Sienna. It's like, Sienna, I'm sorry.
And I'm gonna drop the curse so he doesn't, just in case he moves, so he doesn't take more thing, because it's not concentration.
Ooh, that's
Just
dirty.
thing that's up.
I'm gonna take that
Alright.
off just to make sure I don't hurt him while he tries to move.
Einar, you were wanting to check for the egg?
Yeah. So as the thing collapses, I want to go and try to like catch the top part.
You go and you head over, and you kind of bounce around to a couple of the rocks trying to get onto the one side. You go up, you catch it as it sort of slid down on the ground in a good spot where you can hold it up, kind of leverage, and gently drop it down. Um, there is again that sort of bona fide, haha, bona fide dome that was towards the top of the tree. But as it is falling to the ground, you notice the bone um, begins to fall apart, begins to turn to dust, as this entire tree as a whole and all of its roots begin to just, I don't know what would be the term for dust, just dust, something dusting, dustify,
Thanos.
Disintegrate.
dissolve, disintegrate. Thank you. As the whole thing begins to just disintegrate entirely onto the ground, and you see an egg. You see a white egg with swirling patterns upon it, a greening, almost green-like vines towards the bottom, rising up around it. But you also see embedded into it almost like a golden filigree of symbols, of circles, of you see draconic language written upon this egg, in gold that has been almost embedded into the shell. But towards the top, you see that the shell has cracked. You see a single clawed hand reaching out, stilled. It appears that it is lifeless.
Are we within 3 miles of the city?
No, you're a good distance away.
Understood.
Sir Tharros gets to his feet and pulls off his belt a healing potion that he can't from his homeland and offers it to Sienna. It's like, I will forever be sorry. I don't know what came over me.
It's okay. No harm done. You did fall the tree after all.
I don't know. I believe you, but all I saw was this large Minotaur pirate, and I was chopping at him, and surrounded. I don't know what magic.
Probably not. Question.
Yes.
Could I redirect my quickened healing instead of healing myself because I'm +1 temp? Could I try to focus that on the little hand, like Mr. Miyagi style?
You could try, but a part of you also knows that there is no life there. That it is still. You are presently also the only one who knows of this right now. But you know that there, as your mind races for all the various things you could try, all the various things you could attempt to do, all of your attempts, all of your abilities would only be applicable to, could possibly be applied to someone that is living. But this egg is cracked. This clawed hand is still. You hear nothing. You sense nothing. You feel no key in front of you. What do you do?
I sit there and cry.
Einar, what's wrong? It was a hard battle, but
I'm gonna walk up to Einar.
And you see this shell. You see this egg. You see the crack. You see the hand. Part of you instinctively knows.
Einar, do you think this child should live? I think I might have a way to fix it.
I never had a chance to.
Alright. And I'm going to use blood magic to cast the blood magic spell version of Revivify, and it costs me 10 hit points, because all blood magic costs my hit points. So I'll take 10 hit points and of damage and a spell slot as I take my blade and just drip the blood from my sword onto the egg in the hand and see if that'll work.
You feel this power surge through you. And you feel it reach down. You feel that vitality leaving your own body and going towards this situation. And then you feel blocked. The gold on the egg shell begins to glow, and your spell is repelled by some power, some force beyond your ability to challenge as of now. Then you all hear a voice say, "A choice must be made." Without any sense of transition, you all find yourself standing beneath a night sky, but a sky that none of you know. You stand upon a shallow black ocean stretching far to the horizon in every direction, nothing in sight disturbing the scene save for each other. No sound of waves, no smell of salt or brine, and you realize that the water, though still, does not reflect the sky or yourselves. Caspian, you become aware of that the dull ache that you typically feel from the left side of your face has vanished. And others notice that his face is whole. There is no crystal. Einar, you feel... Yes?
I just said, oh.
Cat. Einar, you feel lighter than you felt for a long time. Nothing is physically changed, but you don't feel the typical burden that your body normally implies upon your movements or anything. You feel free. Tharros, the unconscious movements you typically make to avoid aggravating your old chest injury no longer feel necessary, as you look down and you see that all the scars upon your chest are gone. Sienna, despite your colorations to conceal it, vibrant, voluminous red hair now surrounds you like a L'Oreal model. And the glory of a red witch set on display surrounds your head. And all at once, you all hear footsteps. As walking across the water, you are suddenly aware of an elven man dressed in robes that leaves his arm and chest exposed, dark skin with vibrant luminescent veins of color shifting across his body. With short white hair with neon roots, crown a smiling face as he approaches you.
Greetings. This is your first time here, so this may be confusion. I am Wynn, the apostle of the god of time. For some of you, this is our first meeting. For others, he looks to Tharros and Einar, we met but a few months ago, in your time. Though I was much younger, and not able to speak. It is good to see you, uncles.
I'm sorry, I don't recognize you.
What? The little dude in the cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
As
Yeah.
you look, you recall the young boy, the young, deep elven boy, whom you had saved, whom you had rescued.
wait, you're the little boy from the cave.
It has been several hundred years from my perspective, but yes.
Glad to see you did well.
I've moved up in the world. But I cannot say too much, and I have little time. There is a choice that must be made, and it is you four who must choose.
And floating on the water appears the egg, shattered, broken. It is given you to decide the fate of Munan's heir. She is a child of destiny, and for good or ill, she is destined to change the world. But someone has sought to end this. Someone has sought to interfere with fate. But that is my domain. And the choice, though, is given to you. You must agree on one of three choices. Choice the first is that she remains dead. Nothing will change. She will have died in these caves, her soul taken by the mastermind behind these events. Kara will grieve,
for a time. But in the end, the city of Demierge will remain unchanged. And this dragon's soul will be made into a terrible weapon. The second choice is that she will be restored to her egg. The damage will be undone. She will be restored, and nothing will change. The curse that she suffers under Fafnir, that she will be forever unborn, will remain. And then Kara will never touch her child, will remain. But she will be discovered again. And next time, war will descend upon these mountains, regardless of whatever threat she may pose. But for the third choice, Fafnir's curse cannot be unbroken, but it can be undone, unmade. It can be made to have never been placed upon her. The egg will hatch. The princess will live. War will come. That is inevitable. But she will decide. She will be the deciding factor of this world. She will exceed all other dragons. She will assume the mantle of Dragon Queen, not merely in rumor, but in truth. And what that means for the world, I cannot say. But it will be a world that she has chosen to shape. These are your choices. Will she return to the egg to never be born? Will she remain dead? Or will she live and have a choice in how the world is shaped? Choose, heroes.
What's the cost?
There is no cost that you will pay. The cost is that you must choose.
Every
I vote
child
three.
deserves a chance of life.
I vote 3.
The thing is our choices are: she dies, we doom the elves, not the elves, the dwarves, because her mother will go on a rampage. 2, we kill everyone. 3, we could kill everyone, or there could be peace.
It's not for us to choose. It's for her to choose.
I agree. It should be up to her to decide her own destiny, her own fate. I think she should be given the chance. It's not us for her to us to decide who once she does. It's up to her. But if
And
she's
if she
dead, she doesn't
decides
get.
to become a villain, then we can deal with her then, fairly.
I feel the third choice is the fairest of them all. Gives her the chance to live and the chance to do good or bad.
Save her like you were saved.
I choose the third.
I've looked forward to this moment for a very long time. You were just as quick as you always told me you were, uncles, when you made this choice.
You know how quick I am.
I've heard stories.
Yes, we've all heard stories.
No, I caught him.
Oh,
Remember, I caught him in the cave.
Oh, that's what you meant.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was a very long time ago. I thought we were talking more recent stories.
So for someone who does time and fate, you should remember that.
It's a lot of time to remember.
No, not that much time.
Regardless, she will be restored to life and the egg vanishes. But before I leave you, there are things I must say to each of you within the boundaries of what the Oracle permits me. Einar, you must follow the one-winged Dragonborn. He will lead you onto your path. Tharros, do not let hatred deceive you. For the ones you love, regardless of how they act, are the ones you believe love you. Sienna, the truth of your past lies with the angel. Caspian, we do not have the greatest of relationships. But remember what grounds you in this world and hold to that firmly. lest you drown. And with that, as if you had never left, you are suddenly returned to the cave. There is dust surrounding you. The eggshell remains broken, but it is further broken. It has been shattered entirely. And standing in front of you is a small girl with white hair that goes to about her shoulders, a simple white dress. She turns and faces you, and you see the same sharp blue eyes as her mother, as she curtsies to all of you and says, "Thank you. Thank you for giving me life, for giving me a chance. I am Bonificata Moonen, heir to the White Monarch, Karamunen." She points at Tharros. "You may carry me now."
Of course.
So you're
Princess.
aware of what we just did?
Yes. I was aware the entire time. I thank you for this chance to live. I will not let your faith be in vain.
We've put a lot of trust in you.
I know. I understand.
It was a heavy burden for a young mind.
I will grow older. I know I am only 700 years old, but in time, I hope to be worthy of your faith.
I collect all the shell pieces and put them in a bag to bring back. Because those are important.
She walks up to Tharros, holds her hands up, and says, "Uppies."
Would you like the shoulders, or would you like me to carry?
Yes.
Up on one shoulder.
Okay. To speed things along, you guys make your way back to the city of Demiurge. Tharros, by the time you get there, half of your mane has been braided. You don't recall feeling the pull or tugs of braiding, it's just there. You eventually get to in range. You're able to message to Violet, who then relays to Otlynx, who then insists that you immediately come to the elevator to Frostwatch. You all ride the elevator up. You return to Kara, and you see the act crack. All pretense aside, she rushes you as Bonificata gets off of your shoulders. Tharros floats down to her mother. She holds her close. She spins. She picks her up. She throws her up in the air, and she catches her. And they begin to talk rapidly in Draconic, seamlessly, going back and forth and back and forth. And you realize for the first time you do not see a dragon, a ruler, a monarch. You see a mother and daughter. And over the next few days, you are permitted to rest at Frostwatch. While Kara and her daughter seclude themselves to converse. And you are all paid quite handsomely. I'm not going to tell you the amount because that leads to your homework assignment for next week. But
I already
you
have enough homework. Don't do that to me.
Your
I'll do his homework.
I'll get to that eventually. But
Excuse me, sir. You forgot to assign us homework.
But you feel good. You are welcomed. You are Otlynx and Vinsix tend to you, and they over and over again want to rehear the story of how you saved what is technically their elder sister's life, and how you brought her back. And Kara Moonin, the White Monarch, the frozen terror of the mountains, will forever remember how you brought home her daughter who she thought she had lost forever. And that ends our story of A Dragon's Treasure. If you've enjoyed watching, hit like and subscribe. And join us next week as we continue on into starting our official campaign within this homebrew world, which will still be run by yours truly. With that said, be safe. Hug someone if you're emotional like the rest of these guys are going to be. And have a good night.